Hi, boys and girls. So we are going to work again with our wipe-off board or a piece of paper and a pencil. So please pause the video and get your things. All right, so today, if you have a piece of paper, let's go ahead and turn it sideways like this. So it's not the long ways like this, it's sideways like this. And then if you have a whiteboard, just have it sideways so that the wider space is going left to right. And we're actually going to make 3 sections. So we're going to draw a line here and here to make 3 sections, okay? Let's go ahead and draw your lines. Remember that you can pause at any time. If I'm going a little too fast for you, just pause it, and then you can unpause it when you need to, okay? So in this section up at the top, and we're going to write several words, so make sure you're leaving enough space to write several things, okay? But up here at the top, we're going to write the word plan. I plan to go to the park. Plan. Okay, so go ahead and write the word plan in the first section at the top. All right, now if we have already done something, we add what's called a suffix. That's an ending to a word. Okay, and most words get a suffix when we're going to say that the thing already happened. There are some words that do not follow this rule, but most of the words in the English language do follow this rule. So we're going to change plan into planned. And when we do that, we have to start with the word that we wrote here, P-L-A-N, and then we need another N, and then we add E-D. E-D, and let's underline E-D, okay? And you're writing this, so write it in while you're listening. E-D is the suffix on the end of plan. Okay, now we get an extra N that joins the suffix to the original word. So this N is not considered part of the suffix, okay? It's a joining letter for the suffix, but it is not part of the suffix, okay? It's kind of like when you have the legs of your Lego man and you have the head of your Lego man, you need the body to join them together. The N is the body right here, okay? So if it already happened now, we planned to go to the park, right? Now, if it's something that we're going to do, what would we say? Do you know how we would say the word plan if we're going to do it? I am planning to go to the park. So now instead of the suffix ed on the end of the word plan, we get a new suffix, so planning. So we start with our original word plan, and then we add that joining letter, and then we add the suffix ing. And we can underline that. So if you've got your suffixes underlined, as we go through and do other words and see the pattern that happens that's the same way that we did this word and this word, you can see the joining letters and the suffixes that we're going to need as we go through. So let's see what that looks like, okay? I want you to write the word race. Okay, race. Now, how do we write raced? Now, the thing about this is that we're ending with a vowel in the word race. So when we make it raced, we already have a part of the suffix there, the E. So just put a D on the end. Okay? Just put a D on the end, and you have raced. Now, if we're going to make it racing, we drop the E and make it ING. Okay? So our suffixes are here and here, and because we're ending with a vowel, it changes things, particularly with an E. We're using the suffix of ED, so we are using this E as part of the suffix now, okay? And with racing, we drop the E altogether and add ING. So these are new rules from these rules, aren't they? Where we had to add a joining letter with some words to make them ED and ING words. With other words, we have to drop letters and then add the suffixes, okay? So let's see if we can think about another word. Let's write the word hop, okay? Hop. Now, does hop end with a vowel or a consonant? Your vowels are A, E, I, O, and U, and we'll put them in a little box. Oh, I am so sorry. My little light that I put up on my phone, which is actually my projector at home, just fell down. Sorry. Okay, so A, E, I, O, and U are all of your vowels. So does hop end with a vowel? No. So are we going to treat hop like we treated race when we add ED and ING? Or are we going to treat hop like we treated plan when we add ED and ING? And you can answer out loud because it's good for your thinking. It's going to be like plan. So what I want you to do is pause the video and write hopped and hopping. I hopped along the sidewalk. I am hopping to school. Pause the video and write your words, please. All right. So for hopped, if we're following the same rules that we followed for the word plan, because it does not end with a vowel, then we know we need a joining letter and then the suffix. And the joining letter is another letter like the one that the word here ended in. So H-O-P is our original word. And then we add a joining letter, which is another P, because that's the letter this one ends with. And then we add E-D. Okay? Now, if you didn't put the joining letter, you have H-O-P-E-D. That changes the word to hoped. I hoped to have the right answer. So it changes the word. So we do have to try to follow these rules so that we can keep some consistency. We can keep the word that is the root word the same. The root word is the original word with no suffix on it. Okay? All right. So now how would we write hopping? Well, let's go back to this one because we said we were going to follow the rules like we did for this one. And it looks like this has a joining letter. So we'll write our root word of hop. And then we put our joining letter, which is another P. And then we put the I-N-G. Okay. All right, I'm going to give you another word. The word is trace. I like to trace shapes on my paper. Trace. Okay? Now, let's put a line under race, raced, and racing, because these are your two that you're looking at that we did first, so you can figure out if you're following the rules for this type of word or this type of word. Remember that this word ends in a consonant. That's all the other letters that are not vowels. and this word ends in a vowel, okay? So let's look at this, and I want you to pause the video and write traced. I traced the shape on my paper. And tracing. I am tracing a triangle. Pause the video and write, please. Okay, so did you decide which word up here was getting the rule followed for trace? Was it plan or race? You can say it out loud. It was race. Why? That's right. It ends with E, a vowel, right? Just like race did. So now if we follow the rule that we followed for race, trace, we can write T-R-A-C, and the E now belongs to the suffix, and we put a D on the end, right? Okay, and now if we do tracing, we can know that the T-R-A-C will stay. The E gets dropped, and the I-N-G goes on the end. So T-R-A-C, I-N-G. Okay? So take a few minutes to catch up. If you need to pause, go ahead and pause. All right, I'm going to give you one more word to work on, okay? Let's work on the word stop. The sign told me to stop. So now decide which word you're going to follow the rules from, and let's write stopped and stopping. You can pause the video. I stopped at the sign. I am stopping at the sign. All right, so which word did you decide to follow the rule for? Does it end with a vowel? No. So we want the one that does not end with a vowel, and we're going to follow the pattern that we used there. All right, so we have stop, and we're turning it into stopped. So if we're turning it into stopped, then we know we need a joining letter, and we know that joining letter will be the same letter that the original root word ended with. So we know we need S-T-O-P and another P, and then E-D. Right? Okay, and I forgot to underline my suffix there, and there's my suffix there. Okay, now if we're going to come to here and write stopping, again, we need that joining letter. So, stop, joining letter, suffix, ing, and we can underline our suffix in the word. Okay, so take a minute to catch up. If you need to, you can pause the video, and then we're done with this part for today. Thank you, boys and girls. Bye-bye.